guys, it's me again, Ruowen Huang. Now let's talk about some serious topic, I guess. But before I start, let me introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Today, I want to talk to you about it's a common thing that actually happen quite regularly in the relationship, but it just, I guess we're not really aware that we're doing it, or we never really pay too much attention to it. Basically what it is what I try to describe is when you start comparing yourself in a relationship, you're basically already breaking the foundation of the trust in the relationship. I hope the sentence basically explains it all to you guys, but just in case you don't understand, let me see if I can define it better, right? Just put relationship aside. I'm pretty sure you guys probably watch a lot of, or imagine, you can probably imagine how, there's a lot of story out there, or, like a post out there, topic out there is telling you, never compare your kids to other people, right? Because that will lower their self-esteem and all that, right? So, because they will always feel that I'm not good enough, or I'm not good enough, that I'm comparing things, right? And you will probably also see the post out there, something like that, telling you should never expecting a bird, like a fish to fly, or a monkey to swim. That when you put people in the wrong place, wrong job, you cannot expect the same result, right? So if I can tell you things like separated like this, I'm pretty sure you guys got pretty good idea what comparison will really do to people, right? But I realize what people don't really understand is they tend to compare a lot in the relationship. In a relationship, very often I hear my client is, oh, I love him more than he loves me, right? I do more than he does that. Or, I take care of more things more than they take care of everything, right? You basically know where I get about with it. So what I'm trying to say is, for some reason, even though we all have knowledge, and we all have the foundation, or, understanding comparison is no good. But somehow, when it comes to relationship, we just simply cannot help. You know what I mean? So remember, I mentioned it, I think in the previous couple of episodes, I tell you only human compare. We compare. I mean, because the way the society raised us to be, there's always comparison. I mean, since you were a kid, people already telling you if you can get A in math, then that shows you are smart in math. Or if you can get a job, that means you are better. Or if you don't do that, then you are not good. Because we are raised in that kind of mindset. Therefore, I would have to say it's almost built in, and it's hard for us to break that pattern. You know what I mean? Break that pattern for not comparing. So that's why in the previous episode I telling you only human compare. We compare ourselves to things. We compare ourselves to animal. Even the different species, we compare ourselves. Therefore, we come up with the illusion we are better than them, because based on the foundation, we compare all the time, right? But as I say, through the psychic journey learning, I probably say I probably was like that, or still am like that. I don't know, but I do know, at least on my own awareness, is the more I study in psychic journey, this whole psychic journey, I start to understand the importance of individuality. Individuality, that is, if I'm a fish, I would not go expecting a monkey to swim like a fish do, right? Nor would they expect me to climb the tree like they do, right? I start to understand everybody's gear form differently for a reason, right? Sometimes I can share what I know, like that, for example, fish can teach you how to swim, right? But whether it apply to you or not, that's pretty much up to you, right? But I have no position to judge, like whether you are doing a good job or bad job, better job or worse job, right? That's really not my job, because once I start allowing comparison thought, that means I already disrespect individuality. That means whatever you are different from me, or whoever you are. There's a reason why you are here. There's a reason your existence, right? So I, in no position or no right to criticize, whether you do it right or you're doing wrong, or comparing, who is better or who is less, right? But I do have to say, due to my job, right? Just because I coaching people all the time or raise kids all the time, I may sometimes make people think I'm just criticize them, even though I may not have intention to do that. People may still think otherwise, right? Then again, it's not for me. I have no control of what you're gonna think of that. But, I can only express, I can only express where I come from. But how you're gonna think it, that's totally your business, right? But the reason I want to talk about this, I probably come back and talk about it in another episode or something. I'm just in talking mood today. So I'm just going to keep talking. Because this thing would drive some people crazy, but I'm just going to keep talking. So the reason I want to say, when you start comparing in a relationship, you are breaking the trust, the foundation of the trust. The reason I want to talk about it is a lot of couples do that. Really, based on the client that come to me, I notice a lot of couples do that. I mean, in a relationship, they often compare who give more and who give less, or who do more and who do less, right? That's why on the internet, you very often see how a lot of wives are underappreciated, and then they will write a post and really indicate that this is what I did. This is what I did. I take care of kids. I'm so busy. I'm do that. And then all their, husband come home, all they say is what you do whole day, right? It's almost like if you, as a wife, you don't bring in the equivalent amount of money, they label you to equal do nothing, right? What I try to say is, the reason two couple together, this is what my belief. Maybe I'm wrong. As I say, I can only express from one of my observation. When two people are getting together, A and B, right? Usually they are together not because they're exactly the same person. Most likely it's because they're a very different person. You know what I mean? So that means you have some quality probably I don't have or I need, and then therefore that really attract me, and then you probably see the whatever beauty in this. So two different people, you get together because the individuality, that is, because you are somewhat different from me, or somewhat have the character that I may need, or I like, or I craving for. Therefore, we are attracted to each other, right? So when we are together, then what happened is, you develop a relationship, you might start creating the same habit, you might start having the same interest, but still, you are individual. That means no matter how much thing you guys are alike, foundation is you are two different people. You know what I mean? You're two different people. You're right hand or left hand, I don't care, two different people. So when in a relationship, very often I hear how many wives feel underappreciated because their husband is making a lot of money and then they're simply staying at home doing nothing. You know what I mean? It's sad in a way because how our value is so defined by the money. You know what I mean? Like, it is sad in a way. You never seen one dog come to the other dog and say, I'm nobody because I don't bring money home. See, it doesn't make sense, right? Remember I say, if any scenario you're applying to the nature and it doesn't make sense, the chances that's something we need to work on, right? Not something we need to embrace. So when you come home and you complain, I don't bring enough money. So I deal with a lot of clients who deal with low self-esteem just because they feel like they don't contribute anything to the family, or disregard all the effort. They try to keep the house clean together, or raise responsible kids, respectful kids. It's like all those words that devote in there all of a sudden got wiped away. You know what I mean? They got wiped away. I also see a lot of situations like, husband were coming and expecting the wife to do just the same as what they were doing. It's basically, you marry a fish because you think fish can swim. And all of a sudden you start complaining, all fish do is just stay in the water swimming, doing nothing, right? And all of a sudden you want to teach them to climb the tree. And then you're so frustrated that fish just cannot climb the tree, right? And then you're getting pissed off. And then that's how, believe it or not, how a lot of marriage fall apart too. Because they're expecting so much of one another to become like them, right? what I don't get is, assuming the whole house is like a mini society of this world, everybody is born to be in different positions, doing different things, and to do what they are good at, right? Have you ever seen a woman, let's say, I'm just giving you an example, have you seen a woman come up and say, why aren't you the one who carry the baby? Why do I have to sacrifice 10 months carrying a baby? You know, sleeping with a ball, carrying in your belly, just not a comfortable thing. But what am I doing this? You really should share some love, okay? Have you ever seen any wife comparing, how come you are not the one who delivered the baby, right? Come on, delivery is painful. But you never seen, hey, how come you're not doing it, right? You hear a lot of husbands come back and say, what do you do whole day? You're doing nothing whole day. Well, how do you know I'm doing nothing? Just very simple thing. If I raise a responsible kids, if you come back and then realize your kids is at least respectful, right? And at least nice behavior, and then people appreciate it, then you already know I did my job. And I did not just did my job, I did my job well. That's why they become so respectful. If you come back home and realize the house is nicely together, I am doing the job. If you come back home and realize there are food and comfortable environment for you to come back home and relax, I am doing my job, right? Just because my job is not your job, that doesn't mean I'm not working, or that doesn't mean I'm not doing anything. That's just because you and me are two different species, right? Just because I'm doing my job is not exactly what you were doing, that doesn't mean I'm not working. So imagine if it's just two people doing exactly the same thing. I bring the money in. Guess who's going to raise the kids? Your kids will not be the way they are today, right? So the reason I want to talk about this is very often that trust got broken. So-called trust is very simple. It's I trust you can get the work done. Why I'm getting my work done right? So I don't question what you do. I don't question who you go out with. I don't question how many jobs or how you report your work at work. That's totally your business. I don't questioning it because I trust you will do it well. But in the meanwhile, why am I being questioned of the quality of my work, like how I'm doing things? The thing is, if the result, you look at this house is nicely together and still manageably clean and still you have that warm feeling you come back home to and the kids that doesn't yell at you, treat you like nobody, I am doing my job right. Because it's easy to get one job right, just paperwork or meeting and anything. It's not easy to raise a human being. Okay, so, but anyway, I think that fall into my little ranting. But reason I really want to talk about this is, outside from my ranting, I want everybody to really spend some time thinking about it. Have you ever compared yourself to, your other half? If that person happened to be someone you choose to be married to, or choose to have a great family together, or someone you choose to envision having a wonderful future together, right? What I'm here really trying to suggest is you really need to stop comparing, because you having married this person or get together this person just so you can complete one another as a whole. In order to complete one another as a whole, you cannot expect that person to be exactly like you and do exactly the thing that you are doing, because that is called you having a double force doing one single job while the rest of the job we got neglecting, right? Because family is a big picture. Family is a huge job that requires a lot of mental strength and effort to maintain, to put it together. It doesn't just work just because you bring a lot of money home. It never works that way. In order to hold family together, it has to go beyond money. You know what I mean? So if you always put yourself in the scale with I'm doing more than the other, the foundation is you don't trust the other. You don't trust the other person will love you. You don't trust the other person will get their job done right. You don't trust the other person that will take care of the things that you are not good at. That's why you want them to do the same job you do, because with that foundation, you can monitor if they got it done right. You know what I mean? So anyway, just a little, I guess that fall into a little bit ranting. But what I really try to say is, if a boyfriend, girlfriend, I really cannot control, I would suggest you to live in the moment. But then again, if you think, it's important to put your emotion, side note, one day I'll come back to it, emotion can never be put on the scale. Because why? Everybody got different perception. Everybody is raised differently. You should never, in any circumstances, put your emotion on scale and then compare who love one another more. That would never work. That will only hurt you more. But aside from that, that's totally another topic itself. Other from that, if you ever have intention to really build a happy family with someone you choose to marry to, really, I think to build that foundation of trust, you really need to start comparing one another and giving more trust of whatever the other is doing, whether you understand or you don't understand, right? They are doing it right, or they will take care of it. Because they take care of it, that's why you will have a comfortable home to come back to. You know what I mean? That's why you will have a place that you can relax. Whatever they're doing, however they're doing, you understand or you don't understand. It's very simple. It's only based on trust. So the moment you start comparing it, you are breaking that trust. So anyway, just a little bit sharing with you guys. And again, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Facebook or subscribe my YouTube channel or my Chinese website at ruowen.com. Till then, I might just keep talking today. But anyway, till then, I guess I will see you guys next time. Bye.